Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I am going to do a yarn review on, at the making of this video, it is a new yarn. So this comes from a Lion brand. It's from their Comfy Cotton line. This one's called Comfy Cotton Fetti. Now I saw this and I really like their regular Comfy Cotton. It is in my top 10 favorite yarns. So I thought, man, this one looks really cool, and if it's anything like the original, you know, I'll probably really like it. So why don't we go over a little bit about it first. So it's 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 350 yards, or 320 meters. It's 50 acrylic, 50 cotton, made in China. Now it is classified as a lightweight number 3, machine washable, dryable. Knitting needle, a recommendation is a 3.75, and the crochet hook is a 5mm. Now the color I'm holding in my hand is called Orange Blossom. So I did an unboxing on this actually when I first received it. The only place that I could find it at the making of this video is online at Joann's. Whether it's other places, I do not know, but right now at this time making the video, online Joann's. So that's where I purchased it from. Now it is soft. It's a nice soft acrylic cotton blend. Now, when I first unboxed it, I was super excited to get it because, like I said, I really like their original Comfy Cotton. It's a really nice yarn, and I thought this would be pretty similar. The look of it is gorgeous. I think it's really pretty. Now, I did have a couple issues with it when I opened it up. I thought that the classification of a 3-weight was way off, and that I took it more towards like a 2-weight yarn. And the way it's spun is very loosely spun, as you can see that. It's almost not even spun at all. That was my first initial reactions. I thought, I was so excited. You know, it felt good though. I mean, it feels good. It's so pretty. All the colors they have are pretty. And then when I looked at the yarn itself, I'm like, that is super thin and that is not spun tightly. That is not going to crochet well. But then I seen a comment on that same unboxing that someone told me to give it a try, that, you know, they think I might like it. Well, thank you for that comment. I did decide to, of course I was going to anyways, but I decided to go ahead and do a review a little bit sooner because I was interested in the comment that was left. They made it seem like that it was, you know, even though it had these issues, that it was still a really cool yarn. So I did do some crocheting with it today with the same color here. And I did use the recommended hook size of a 5mm. Now, as you can see, this is what it looks like. So I got singles, bobbles, doubles, and singles. I think it's a very pretty worked up. Now, usually I'm not a person that likes busy type of yarns like this, but this one is kind of, to me, it seems a little bit more subtle than some busy yarns that I've seen. I like the way it looks, how the colors turn out. I think it looks pretty. The bobbles, even though there are a lot of colors going through, they're subtle enough that the bobbles don't get lost. So you wouldn't have to worry about stiff definition showing as, like, whatever stitch you used, whether it be a single crochet, bobble, or a cable. The definition will be there. It will show up in the yarn, so it's not too busy looking at it from that standpoint. It's when you go up here to the double crochets, you can tell it's a lot looser. I can tell that if I made a shawl out of this or something, or a top with a lacy stitch, I can tell that it's going to have a wonderful drape. I personally would choose to use a larger hook when I do make something out of this, but that doesn't, you know, the 5mm is a fine recommendation. So crocheting with it, you know, I said initially, this stuff is going to split. This stuff is so thin, I'm not going to like it. You know what? I crocheted this right here. I didn't have one split on my hook. Not one. It didn't split one time on me. Even though it's so loosely spun, it almost reminds me of like the yarns that you see 4 strands that aren't spun together. But it is still spun. It's just really loosely spun. But it didn't give me any problems to crochet with it. And now the more I crochet with it, it feels now like maybe it is a thin 3 weight. It's similar weight class. I would say it's similar to like Mandala yarn, Lion Brand Mandala. It's a 3 weight. It's just a thin one. I don't particularly like thin yarns, but I can use them if the yarn is pretty enough. So when I initially saw it on the online, I'm like, I love it. When it came in the mail, I'm like, I don't know about this. It had some downfalls. Now that I've worked with it a bit, I like it. It's not really giving me any trouble, not like I thought it would. The weight seems to be a little thicker than I initially thought too. It's not super busy. Your stitches stand out nice. I think it's very pretty. And it's a nice addition to their Comfy Cotton collection. I would have preferred it to be a 4 weight because I don't like thin yarns. But it being the way it is fine also. See, it's not giving me any trouble. It's not really coming apart either when I'm crocheting with it. It's spun really, really loosely, but it's still spun in a way that it's staying together when I crochet with it. So I'm not really having any problems with it, as you can see. Now let's take some out, see if it gets tangled up or comes undone when you make a mistake. No, seems to come undone easily and stays spun. Okay, so you know, when I first got it from Joann's, opened the box, my initial reaction was, I'm not gonna like this. But you know what? I did say sometimes things can surprise you, and this one did. You know, I think it's cool. I like it a lot. Let's talk about the colors I got online at Joann's, where I purchased it. They have 6 colors available. I have 3 of them here to show you. So I've showed you the orange blossom. It's very pretty. It's got the oranges, a little bit of kind of purplish grays, pinks, and some reds in it, yellow. It's a really pretty one. It seems really summery colored to me. I think that would make a nice summer top or something. And then I got this one, which is a green velvet. Very pretty. So it's got, you know, overall it's mainly green, but it does have some yellow with some brighter blues and some purple mixed into it, and a little bit of white. Very pretty. And then I think this one was my favorite. This one's called Funfetti. Now, I had intentions on making a baby blanket out of this one, but now that I know that it's so thin, I might change my mind and make something different. I haven't decided, but this one is very pretty. It's got all the colors, as you can see. So this one was my favorite color. And then, like I said, they have 6 on their website. They have like a red one also, a yellow one that's mostly yellow, and then one that appears to be mostly blue. So all of them are very pretty. I actually had a hard time deciding, although I did put this one in my cart first. I knew that I wanted this one. So price wise, man, it says regular, it's $5.99. I bought it when it was 20% off, so you know, I did get a sale on it. $5.99. Let's talk about regular price for a moment. Although you can always find it on sale, you know, almost all the time. $5.99, 350 yards. It is a very light, it's, you know, it's a lightweight 3. And I think that it would take you 2 of these to make a shawl, at least. Now, you could get a smaller shawl out of 2 of them. That would, if you didn't use a lot of bobbles, of course. If you use lacy stitches, you know, you could get a shawl out of 2 of them. But more yarn eating stitches, of course, you would need more. $5.99. I don't think it's really that bad of a price. I think it's a really pretty yarn, you know. Like I said initially when I opened that box, I'm like, I am not gonna like this. And then one of my YouTube friends commented and said, just give it a try. I think you'd like it. And they were right. I really do like it. So I always say wait for a sale, of course. But I still don't think $5.99 is a bad price. I really don't. It's very, very pretty. And I think the things that you could do with this would be nice summer garments, spring garments, lacy shawls, you know, lacy tops. You could use bobbles. Of course, you could make a baby blanket out of it. You know, if you wanted to use tighter stitches together, it'd take you a lot more yarn, of course, but it would be beautiful. You can't tell me that wouldn't make a pretty baby blanket. I still might do that. I'll just have to need to get a couple more skeins or kicks to do that. But so let's see. I usually rate these based on how much I like them and price versus yardage and all that kind of stuff. Now, I really, really do like the regular comfy cotton. Like I said, it's one of my top 10 favorite yarns. And this is the Fetti. I like yarns like that. Now, the disadvantage for me is that it is quite a thin. It's a 3-weight, you know, and I'm not a big fan of those. But I can still work with it. I don't think the price is too awful bad. If I was to rate this on a scale 1 to 10, stiff definition is definitely there. It's not too extremely busy. I do like it. I really do. Is it my favorite of Lion brands? No, of course not. But I'd probably give it a 7.5. Now, the reason why I would give it a 7.5 is because it being such a thin 3-weight. I don't think the price is too bad, but I do wish it had more yardage than that. I think even regular comfy cotton, has more yardage than that. I could be wrong. Yes, it has almost 400 yards in it, and it's actually a thicker 3-weight, almost a 4. I guess it does cost a little bit more money, so I guess that doesn't really mean anything. You know what? I'll give it a 7.5 or an 8. Now, if you really like yarns, you know, those type of yarns that you can make lacy, drapey shawls out of, you are going to really, really like this. The color, when it works up, is very, very pretty. So I'm going to change my 7.5 to 8 because they got a lot going for it with the colors that they have. All of them are very beautiful. Definitely my favorite, but I do love them all. And seeing them worked up is very, very awesome also. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. So that's my review. Now remember, I bought this yarn myself. So Lion Brand didn't give it to me. I bought it off Joann's. Not affiliated, so it's just in my own honest opinion. I don't have affiliated links to where if you buy it, I make money. I don't do that. You just buy it wherever you can find it. I don't have a special link or anything. So that's my review. I'm going to give it an 8. I like it. And you know what? I am going to make something out of this one right here. It may not be a baby blanket. It might be a shawl. I'm going to think about that. Eventually I'll make something out of all of them. But I think I want to use this one first. I don't know why I'm just so drawn to all the colors in that. It's so pretty. I don't know what I'll make. But I'll do a tutorial whenever it's done. So I like it. But as I always say, my opinions can be different from yours. Just because I think I like it, you know, I did say it had a few downfalls, that it being a really thin 3 and stuff. But other than that, I mean, I really like it. I give it an 8. And just because I like it does not mean that you will. Remember, everybody's different. So I always recommend you just buy one. Just buy one on sale if you can. That's the best time to buy, and give it a go, because you might not like it. It might be the worst yarn you've ever tried, but then again, it could be the best. You never know unless you try. So that's why I always recommend to give it a go. That's why I like to get new yarns to try. I always like to try something better to try to beat my favorite yarn out. So that's it. That's my review. Lion Brand, I think, you know, I apologize. I don't know if you watch my videos. When I unboxed it and said I didn't think I was going to like it, after using it, I really do like it. I give it an 8. So good job to Lion Brand. It is a nice addition to my yarn collection. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a good day.